we're continuing with Start Where You Are, a guide to compassionate living. So I'm into the second practice. Well, each section has like some information, and it talks about, no big deal, talks about how we can make light, which is contrary to our tendency to make significant. So I'm going to pick, let's see. So yeah, this book is a book that I found in this place, and the owner of the book has made notes, not notes, highlights. And so there might be some highlights in what I'm about to read. So I hope you don't mind. The passage I'm going to read is about lightening up. I'll probably read it in two parts because I also like what happens, or what they say later on in the book, which is related to this. Okay, here goes. Meditation practice is a formal way in which you can get used to lightening up. I encourage you to follow the instructions faithfully, but within that form to be extremely gentle. Let the whole thing be soft. Breathing out, the instruction is to touch your breath as it goes, to be with your breath. Let that be like relaxing out. Sense the breath going out into big space and dissolving into space. You're not trying to clutch it, not trying to furrow your brow and catch that breath as if you won't be a good person unless you grab that breath. You're simply relaxing outward with your breath. Labeling our thoughts is a powerful support for lightening up, a very helpful way to reconnect with shunyata, this open dimension of our being, this fresh, unbiased dimension of our mind. When we come to that place where we say, thinking, we can just say it with an unbiased attitude and with tremendous gentleness. Regard the thoughts as bubbles and the labeling like touching them with a feather. There's just this light touch, thinking, and they dissolve back into space. So I think there was another passage previously, specifically about sitting meditation and how to encounter or to embrace the thought simply by tagging it with this label, thinking, whether it's a positive or negative, whether it's a long train of thought or just a fleeting one, just say thinking and then let it go. Okay, and so like that is based off a slogan. They've got these slogans that they use for mind training. The first slogan is train in the preliminaries, which is basically learn to, I think, be present through meditation. So that's the foundation. And then you've got these things called absolute slogans. I'm not going to go into like what they mean because that's not the point of this channel. It's really about reading along or reading with me. That's the next slogan is regard all dharmas as dreams. And that's basically everything that's happening is temporary. So not to take it seriously, hence this whole idea about living light or living lightly, lightening up rather. Okay, so the other passage is in relation to, hang on, the next slogan is examine the nature of unborn awareness. I'm not going to go into that except to say that just when you think you know, maybe you don't know. And the next slogan is self-liberate, even the antidote. If all of these pique your interest, go ahead and get this book for yourself. But what is it that I wanted to read out? Let me see. Maybe it was somewhere here. Da, da, da. You know what? I'm just gonna go straight. This might be a long read, but hopefully it's helpful. Okay. The next slogan is self-liberate, even the antidote. In case you think you understood, examine the nature of unborn awareness. Let go even of that understanding, that pride, that security, that sense of ground. The antidote that you are being asked to liberate is shunyata itself. Let go of even the notion of emptiness, openness, or space. Let's read this section that was highlighted. Everything is changing all the time, and we keep wanting to pin it down to fix it. So, whenever you come up with a solid conclusion, let the rug be pulled out. You can pull out your own rug, and you can also let life pull it out for you. Having the rug pulled out from under you is a big opportunity to change your fundamental pattern. It's like changing the DNA. One way to pull out your own rug is by just letting go, lining up, being more gentle, and not making such a big deal. This approach is very different from practicing affirmations, which has been a popular thing to do in some circles. Affirmations are like screaming that you're okay in order to overcome this whisper that you're not. That's a big contrast to actually uncovering the whisper, realizing that it's passing memory, and moving closer to all those fears and all those edgy feelings that maybe you're not okay. Well, no big deal. None of us is okay, and all of us are fine. It's not just one way. We are walking, talking paradox. When we contemplate all dramas as dreams and regard all our thoughts as passing memory, labeling them thinking, touching them lightly, then things will not appear to be so monolithic. We will feel a lightening of our burden. Labeling your thoughts as thinking will help you see the transparency of thoughts, that things are actually very light and illusory. Illusory? Did I say that right? Every time your stream of thought solidifies into a heavy storyline that seems to be taking you elsewhere, label that thinking. Then you will be able to see how all the passion that's connected with these thoughts, or all the aggression, or all the heartbreak, is simply passing memory. If even for a second you actually had a full experience that it was all just thought, that would be a moment of full awakening. Okay, well, all right. I hope you enjoyed that. See you tomorrow.